Hello everybody, I'm Kamaneo. Welcome to my channel, back again with making a sword. And I didn't have too much time over the last couple of weeks, so I didn't make too much progress, but I've sharpened one side of the blade by now. And what I've used is this. It's called an AccuSharp. It's very simple, it's just a plastic handle with a guard for your fingers, so you don't cut into them. And then there is a fixed position, sharpening blades in there. This is not going to give you the best edge ever, but it's going to give you an edge that is, as you will see, good enough. And yeah, it's extremely simple to use. It's small, I can use it for lots of stuff, knives and everything. So I kind of like this. If you want a really good edge, this is not what you're going to use, but yeah, for me I think it's good enough. It's also very simple to use. When you're doing this for the first time, I would advise clamping this down so it doesn't move. Personally, I use it free-handed. So what you do is very simple. Place it in this slot here, and then you just pull it along the length of the blade. Now, generally when you do this, right now I'm doing this with almost no pressure. I'm just kind of letting it glide along the edge of the blade. And when you're just resharpening it, that is enough. You only need to, with almost no pressure, very light pressure, you just have to glide it over the blade and that will make it sharp. With this one, because, well, the original edge here isn't really an edge, you can just do that and nothing happens. You have to take away quite an amount of material until you get to something that you can call an edge. So early on it's okay to use more pressure, you almost need to use more pressure, and it takes a while to get down to the point where you actually have an edge. What I did is I started sharpening it about here. This is, well, semi-historical. In historical swords you find both. You find swords that are sharpened up until the point where the guard begins. You'll find swords that have a duller section at the lower end. Both happens, and personally I prefer swords where there's a few centimeters down here where there's no edge. That's just personal preference. Personally, my understanding is I'm not going to cut with this part anyway, ever. I don't really think so. So there's no need for me to sharpen that. And it makes grips where you go with one finger over here a bit more comfortable. I know it's possible to do that as well with a sharpened blade. It's not really a problem, I just feel that it's more comfortable for me. So I do that. And now that I have sharpened it a bit, again, piece of paper. As comparison, the unsharpened part of the blade that came as sharp just does nothing. And the sharpened part, I should use my right hand for this. And the sharpened part, yeah, it's not perfect, but you can get cuts. Yeah, see? The unsharpened side again. Even if I really hold this very tightly, just nothing happens. While the sharpened side cuts. Now, if you want to improve the sharpness once you've used the AccuSharp, what you can do is use a free-handed sharpening tool, grindstone or something like that, and just bevel out the edge a bit. That helps, but personally I think this is sharp enough right now. It's not perfect, but it's well enough. And for now I'm not going to sharpen the other side because I want to see the difference when I start cutting with this between the original sharpened blade and my actual sharpened blade. So I will keep it like this for the first few cutting tests, and then I'll sharpen the other side. So much for the sword. Next thing I have prepared is, I've got a piece of steel, and I'm going to make the crossguard and the pommel out of this. There are several possible ways you can do that. You could forge it out, or you could grind it out, or you could cut it out. I'm probably going to go with cutting and grinding. I could forge it out, but for that, I mean, I have done some forging. I think I'd be able to do that, but I don't really have the tools ready right now, and I don't have a forge ready right now, so I'd have to build that first, and that would take time and effort. And for just this one piece, I'm going to just, cut it. For the general shape, I don't want a super long crossguard, more something like this maybe. And I want the crossguard to be slightly upswept, so I'm going to cut this in a slight angle upwards, so I have a very, very slightly upwards curved crossguard. Mainly because I like that, and there are practical differences between a straight crossguard and an upswept crossguard. So yeah, but that's probably for another video. And the pommel will be rather small. I'm essentially just going to cut off a piece from this, drill a hole straight through it so that it fits on the end here, and then just shape the edges a bit. I'm not certain what shape yet, but I don't think that that's going to be too complicated. So yeah, that's the progress so far. And I'll try to make videos of how I cut the crossguard and how I shape that. Until then, I'm Kamaleao, have a good time.